Whether or not fans of either product want to admit it, there has always been a relationship between MMA and pro wrestling, and the gift of gab has never been stronger in the UFC, so today we're going to take a look at the top 10 UFC fighters who could headline SummerSlam or other WWE pay-per-views. A quick shout out to Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful.com, for his contributions to this list. Number 10. Mighty Mouse and Bones. We're going to kick things off with a little 2-for-1 that Sean suggested. Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson and John Bones Jones are two of the all-time pound-for-pound greatest in MMA. They both bring legitimate credentials to WWE and wrestling skills that would translate well in the squared circle. Mighty Mouse is admittedly undersized for the Vince McMahon-run promotion, but his crazy athleticism could make for legit cruiserweight action. Jones, on the other hand, is tall, strong, and a mean man when he wants to be. Plus, with an impending move to heavyweight, he has the bulk for a marquee wrestling match. Number 9. Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou is not the best talker in the game, but there is arguably no more intimidating person in combat sports than the Cameroon-born Hulk. Ngannou would need a mouthpiece, and I'm not quite sure his skills would transfer well, but man, would he make for an incredible bodyguard or a one-off freak show headliner. Number 8. Israel Adesanya. Cool, confident, and ultra-charismatic, Israel Adesanya has the sort of star power and gift of gab that would make for an immediate pro wrestling sensation. His background in kickboxing and dance makes for ultra-smooth movement, but I'm not quite sure if his style would make for the most exciting pro wrestling. Either way, Adesanya has the it factor that any entertainment product would drool over. Number 7. Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier in the WWE seems like a foregone conclusion. DC is a huge wrestling fan and has spoken on and off with WWE about a broadcasting or commentary role. Despite his age, however, there is more than one storyline WWE could immediately cash in on. UFC was eyeing a fight between Daniel Cormier and Brock Lesnar that never materialized, and Cormier's dear friend Cain Velasquez has since made the jump to WWE. Cormier is an Olympic wrestler, and we already know how well those skills translate to pro wrestling. Number 6. Tatiana Suarez. Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, Jessamyn Duke. Add Tatiana Suarez to the list of female fighters who could make a successful transition to pro wrestling. Suarez is a lifelong wrestler and an undefeated mixed martial artist. She started wrestling just shy of 4 years old and was preparing for the Olympics as the #1 freestyle wrestler in her weight class. Suarez is charismatic on the mic and savage on the mats. Let's see Bayley or Sasha Banks handle that. Number 5. Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen's shtick is entirely pro wrestling. The man hits you with the sort of trash talk that could play on any pre-SummerSlam or pre-WrestleMania sizzle reel. Plus, his wrestling skills, as well as banned substances, nearly put away the great Anderson Silva at the peak of his career. Sonnen may be retired, but I think he could still make a successful transition to WWE. Number 4. Cris Cyborg. Her name is Cris Cyborg. How intimidating is that? Amanda Nunes is without a doubt the all-time greatest female fighter, but Cris Cyborg still has that intimidating aura that makes her a believable threat to every woman in WWE. Cyborg could definitely benefit from a mouthpiece, but she has the power to immediately take over Raw or SmackDown. I'm thinking you put her with Paul Heyman and have WWE's two scariest UFC champions under one roof. Number 3. Yoel Romero. Now, I won't argue with anyone who says that Francis Ngannou is the most intimidating fighter, but for me, Yoel Romero is truly terrifying. I cracked a joke once that he didn't seem to appreciate, and the look in his eyes still haunts me to this day. Mr. Romero is yet another Olympic wrestler who has a great base for pro wrestling. Despite being 43 years old, the man still has insane explosiveness and could have a really cool run at the top with the right mouthpiece. Romero is coming, boy! Number 2. The notorious Conor McGregor. You know we could not make this list without having Conor McGregor on it. Now, I don't actually believe McGregor would make for a great pro wrestler. However, his star power is undeniable. He would be an immediate SummerSlam or WrestleMania headliner from the moment he steps into the building. The wrestling match itself would probably suck, but boy would the walk to the ring be enticing. And number 1, Colby Covington. Okay, Colby Covington is cheesy and cringeworthy, but so is pro wrestling. And I say that as a pro wrestling fan. It comes with the territory. Covington has a great wrestling foundation that would serve him nicely in WWE, is instantly, and I mean instantly unlikable, and has good enough mic skills to hold his own against most of the roster. Give him a few years to develop, and I think he could legitimately be a combination between Miz's early smarminess and Miz's late career wrestling skills. And that is all for today's list. Let us know in the comments section, who did we leave out that you think would make a great transition from UFC to WWE? If you like the video, the best way you can help our channel grow is by hitting subscribe, tapping the notification bell, and leaving a like on this video. For Fightful MMA, I'm Shaquille Majuri. Stay safe, and we'll catch you next time.